Welcome back everyone to another review. So we're cutting into an action platformer with Dreamcutter. Now I'm going to tell you from the jump, the version I'm recording off of is probably an old version of it, honestly. This is kind of what I get for using a pirated copy. Anyways, let's get right on into it. So you play as a student named Haley, who gets stuck for the sake of this video, I'll call it the Velvet Room, and her friend Lucia got kidnapped. So there's two objectives. One, finding and rescuing your friend Lucia, and getting the hell out of this realm. Now you're not defenseless, you have a talking scythe named Dreamcutter.
He said it!
Honestly, this kind of reminds me a little bit of Dustin Elysian Tale, hence why the subtitle. Also, by the way, Haley, you're now part of the Scythe User Collective. Here's your stamp of approval. But all the Dreamcutter really just says to you is, hey, I'm going to train you to do more, and also, can you just do your job, please? At the end of the penultimate stage, you encounter an entity named Sangrina? I don't know. And the Dreamcutter is not having any of that shit. It just tells you to put her in a box immediately. So after one infuriating fight, she obliges. And the next moment you wake up, talk to Lucia and the Dreamcutter, saying, hey, there's still work that needs to be done. So in a way, potential sequel bait. Like I said, I have a fairly old version or a not so defective version of the game, so I know I'm missing out on a lot of cutscenes and missing contact, but I'm pretty sure you could find a long play, or hell, just fucking play the game yourself. Now the plot is very simple. Save your friend, get the hell out. I would honestly love to see more about this world we inhabited in, well, Haley inhabits in. It seems very interesting with both the dream world and the real world. Perhaps maybe a sequel or maybe a tie-in comic, I don't know. Now for the presentation. The presentation mainly follows a 32-bit for the graphics, and for the cutscenes, there's two artists. Or one artist with two surprisingly very different art styles, because one moment it looks like just a simple little manga / cartoonish artwork style, and the other one is just, damn, why is Haley packing such a massive cake?
With all this ass, double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon, hella ass, the sun is still out.
There's also guest artists when you complete CGs after certain challenges, and the music uses a lot of electronic music in its subvariants such as electro, ambient chill, chiptunes to hell, even synths. I love it. The sound effects are not that bad, you know, it's appropriate for what it is. Now for the gameplay. The gameplay plays like a 2D side-scrolling action platformer, as Haley must go through all 5 worlds and beat each boss. Of course, each one having their own corresponding gimmicks. Sometimes you have to rely on wall climbing, which is, talk about that later. Sometimes you're just going to be grinding on rails. Sometimes you're probably going to do some rather bullshit things. Either way, it's all a gimmick, and it's very hit or miss, honestly. Sometimes it just actively fucks with you, or sometimes you just need to take a step back. But yeah, other than that, stages, once again, very hit or miss. Now, the game can be very grindy and repetitive as hell if you really actively are trying to upgrade yourself. In fact, I'll tell you this little exploit right here. Around the second level, I think level 3, you find this little shield enemy there, and this thing is practically invincible. But the thing is, you can get combos of it. So get it to its maximum combo and have it up to 20 coins and abuse the ever-loving shit out of that. Just do yourself a favor, just do that instead. Now, like I said, you can also get to previously mentioned challenges and to get new CGs from, well, guest artists. Additionally, you can also upgrade yourself to include a proper 3-hit combo, which kind of irks me still, a spin scythe, which I'm assuming allows you to use your scythe in multiple directions, if not a glide, and last but not least, just basic upgrades and coin multipliers. The last one is not really that necessary. Now it's time for me to talk about the other side of it, the platforming. Now, I've already told you that the platforming can be very hit or miss. Let me explain some of the misses. Now, like I said, you have a scythe, which you can glide and swing on crescent moons and pop those little jump bubbles that you see. Now, the last few I mentioned are a bit finicky because remember I said how you could attack upwards? Well, when it comes to like certain crescent moons or the fucking walls, have fun falling down because you decided as an instinct or subconsciously to tilt up when you really meant to just hit it straight on. Fuck! In fact, that type of shit is highly annoying. Plus, the flying enemies are also there as well. Jesus Christ. In fact, believe it or not, around like before I got to the boss room of the fourth world, I realized that once this little bed of spikes there, I realized I could just kill them there. They're just very fucking stupid. By the way, if the dev is watching, because I know the dev's watching this, do not nerf any of these exploits, please. Now for the bosses. The bosses tend to be like, well, it escalates rather quickly, and it's not fun. Oh, what the fuck? I was nowhere near that! The first two bosses are rather pushovers. The third one is just annoying as hell, and the last two makes me wish that these guys added a dodge roll, because both Doubt and Sangria are easily the most annoying bosses I've ever faced. Overall, I think the second half of the game just sucks balls. Other than that, the package is alright. I'd say get the game when it's on a bundle or when it's on sale. That's all I have to say about this game, really. This game does have potential to be something great, and I hope the dev actually comes back to this to these characters because I want to know more about them. But until then, everyone, good night and good luck.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, share it with your friends, subscribe, and hit the bell for both uploads and community posts. Also be sure to follow Overlord on X and Pixiv.